Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am happy to say that I am officially unemployed. Like, I have no job. I wanted to give y'all the update and tell a little story time about what happened in my last 2 weeks. My official last day was June 17th, and it feels great to just be done with that phase of my life, to be honest. I've been at my company for 5 years and I'm so ready to go into my next phase, whatever it is. We are also going to talk about the naysayers, and not in a way of clapping back, but just to kind of, I don't know. I feel that if you are someone who is about to take a sabbatical, you will hear these comments, and I wanted to explain why what you're doing is not a bad thing, why it's okay, and just my response to the haters. Not the haters, the naysayers, okay? So let's go ahead and get right into it. Before we get started, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let's get started. After we received the bonus on June 3rd, I went ahead and put in my resignation. That Monday, they told me that I would be working in a different department that I'm not a fan of. I don't like what I had to do. It was just a lot. It wasn't that bad, but it was a lot of work, a lot of paperwork. And I had to talk on the phone with customers, and that is like something I never wanted to do again. I'm coming from the call center, so to go back to like calling and talking to people, it just made me uncomfortable talking to people again. I did not like it. While I'm doing my work in this new department, my boss came in and said, hey, you know, we just wanted to know what is making you leave. Why did you decide to put in your notice? I broke it down for him. I told him the truth. I was like, first, I need some time off, just in general, especially in the month of July, because I want to do some traveling. I want to see family. Number two, I don't feel like I get paid enough. And number three, I just told him that instead of working 5 days a week, I would rather be part-time, where I work 3. Still 8 to 1, but just 3 days a week. My boss, and like I said, I really like my boss. He's so cool. He told me that he'll give me a raise. He let me know that they'll be okay with me taking some time off in July. And he would talk to management about allowing me to work 3 days a week instead of 5. And he said I could pick whichever 3 I wanted. That was an offer that I could not refuse, but I still refused it because in my head, I knew that I was kind of being tested to see if I really was ready to make that next step. Either way though, I was ready to move on from my job. It was just time to close that chapter of my life and move on to something else. They told me they'll give me some time to think about it, but I didn't want to give an answer right then because I wasn't sure. I'm like, that is a good offer, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm still doing the job in the new department, and I said to myself, I really want to leave right now. I did not want to do this. And keep in mind that if I accepted that offer, I would be working in this department I don't like. I told my friend, I was like, the only way I could not finish this 2 weeks without burning bridges is to get the virus. Why did I get the virus? So I couldn't finish it. But I did finish the last 2 days, but I didn't have to finish the whole 2 weeks. The universe has no sense of humor, so you gotta watch what you say. But yeah, I couldn't go back to work. I was really sick, and it was just, that's when I knew. I'm like, that's a sign. I just need to let it go. Yesterday was my official first day because Monday was a holiday. So Tuesday was like my official first day of not having to clock in. And I will say that I am going through this weird phase of not knowing what I should be doing with my free time. I feel that I should utilize every hour doing something, but I have to get used to just resting and not being on the go. But I'm so used to doing stuff every day, it's just weird. You know, part-time, it was already really nice. So now having my full day, it's nice, but it's like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Should I be doing something productive right now, or can I just chill and watch TV? I spent yesterday watching YouTube channels, and I read a book, which I haven't done in a long time, and that felt good. So this past Saturday, my family and I went out to get some wings and drinks and just have a good time together, play pool. And I feel that even more, that was confirmation that I made the right decision. And I hope that what I did motivates other people, you know, family, friends, y'all. I hope that everyone sees this and they're like, okay, I can do it too. Because I don't make a lot of money and I still did it. So everyone should be doing it. Everyone deserves a break. Speaking of, let's get into the naysayers. If I had $1 for any time someone decided to give their opinion on my life, I would have enough money to care. But I don't care about people's opinions because they are coming from their own reality. I can't take everything that they say. I hear it, I listen to it, and I respect it. But I'm not going to necessarily do what they say. You know what I mean? So anyway, let me tell you the negative comments that I've received from some family, some co-workers, some people just on YouTube, on TikTok, wherever. Okay, so the number one thing that people were concerned about, which I feel is okay, is my employment history. How do you feel having a gap in your employment history? The thing is, my last concern with this break is what jobs are going to think of me when I go back into the workforce. I would be able to get a job for sure. I know how to talk. I got the gift of gab. And then 2, I will explain to them that I did take a sabbatical to just take time out to myself. And now I feel rested, I feel great, and I'm ready to get back to work. You know, I know how to talk. I know how to talk. So that's like something I'm really not concerned about, is the employment gap at all, nor should you be. Depending on where you work, you may even be able to take a sabbatical for a certain amount of time without having to leave your job, if that's something that you are concerned about. My job personally has a bridging period, which is not a sabbatical clause or anything. It's more or less that if you leave the job and you come back within a certain amount of months, you will still keep everything the same PTO. You don't have to start all over. So look into that. Like I say, read your HR manual. Ask your HR, do y'all have anything where I can take a break? Because I need it. Worrying about, oh, what jobs are gonna think. You just can't worry about that. I'm sorry. And also too, you got to think about it. We're in the Great Resignation. So many people are leaving their jobs. These places are hiring. They are desperate. So you can leverage that. You know, the second comment that I get a lot is, I haven't worked long enough to deserve a break. You're only 27 years old. Oh, I'm 27, geez. You're only 27 years old. Why do you need a break? You haven't been working that long. What you need a break from? Understand that there's not a certain level of exhaustion that you have to meet to take a break. Do you hear me? Do you understand me? There's not a certain amount of gray hairs you should have. There's not a certain age you have to be. There's not a certain amount of time you had to be on your job to want a break. A break is not something you take just because, ooh, I'm so tired. A break is something that you take so you don't get tired. Understand, y'all don't hear me. Understand that prevention is better than correction. Before you get to that point where your body is breaking down because you're so tired, right? And you didn't want to face that you were tired, so you let your body break down because you need that rest. Before I get there, I'm gonna take a break every couple of years, every other year, or I'm just gonna work part-time forever. I don't have to deserve a break. I just don't. I don't have to earn a break. There's not a certain criteria I have to meet to take one. I can take a break now. While my child is still young, while I'm still young and spicy, and I can get out there and I can go out whenever. Who gonna check and say, oh, this is a valid reason to take a break? You can take it for whatever reason you want to. You just want to be a mom for a while, a dad for a while, or you might want to go take paint classes and work on other things. You might want to take a break so you can get into entrepreneurship. It doesn't matter. This is your life. Do what you want. Okay, moving on. Someone else said to me, well, I would do this if I didn't have real bills, but you know, you're house hacking, so it's a little different. Or you're debt free, so you can do stuff like that. I still got my car note. That's kind of the point. What are you willing to sacrifice to live the life you want to live? Because you're gonna have to make sacrifices. Either way, there's a cost. There's a cost of action and a cost of inaction. You're gonna take a loss somewhere. Saying yes to one thing means saying no to something else. Always. So you have to look at your life and say, okay, I'm ready to get rid of this, you know, or this right here. I could slow down on getting my nails done, my hair done for a while. I could do a spending freeze for a while. You're gonna have to make sacrifices, of course, especially if you don't have buku's amount of money like I don't. So I had to figure it out. But you can. And I think that a lot of people, when they say stuff like, oh, well, you're house hacking, it's like, yeah, I knew that I wanted to do this, so that's why I house hacked. In order to get yourself unplugged from the system, you're gonna have to do certain things, you know. Certain things you're gonna have to go without, but it'll be worth it if it's something that you truly want on the other side of that. Someone else said, I'm not rich enough. You're not rich enough to do that. What you do? You hit the lottery? I don't think people understand how you can make life expensive, right? My life was expensive. I told y'all that before. I had a bunch of debt, a bunch of payments, living drastically above my means, where I was doing all these things like I could afford it and I couldn't. When I got to live below my means, I didn't need that much, right? Meaning that my 3 to 6 months of expenses that I need to save up, not that expensive because I don't have that many expenses, right? So again, that goes back to what I was saying. What sacrifices are you willing to make? It's not that I needed $1 million. I don't need $1 million. You know, I'm manifesting it. If I hit the lottery, I'm cool with that, universe. I will take it. But you don't need that much money if you don't spend that much money. It's easy to replace a little bit of money. So I'll never have to make so much money to maintain my lifestyle. I keep my lifestyle cheap. You don't have to deprive yourself to do what I did. That brings me to my last point that I've heard. I wish I could do it. You can. You can. If you sit down and look at your finances, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked at how much money you really have. I planned this 2 years ago. So I already knew what I needed to get rid of, what I needed to pay up. Anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Henry Ford. You have to understand what you believe you're going to put more energy towards. So if you believe you can do it, it'll happen. It's going to manifest. That's the end of my rant. I hope this video is long enough. I hope I don't crop a lot of things out because a couple of y'all agreed that I need to make longer videos. So that is my goal. I'm going to make longer videos for sure. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you follow me on Instagram at @the_upgrade_Kiki, and I will see you all in the next video.